I sit in my room with a gut-wrenching feeling. I just came back from a workout and I was training really hard for a couple of months. And I wanted to take a picture of my body. And it turned out that after bulking a little bit, I gained a little bit fat, so I'm not as sexy as I thought I am. And then I did the worst thing that I could. I opened up Instagram. I grab my phone. The finger is automatically clicking the icon. I scroll through the Instagram. And all I see are men who look like they are Greek gods. Now suddenly I feel small. Now suddenly I feel that shame, that rage. That I'm training hard and yet I don't look like them. That I'm not good enough. I could just stop right here. I could just okay, just feel it, just be angry for a couple of days and then become miserable. But that motivated me to really think about it. I grabbed my journal. I sat down with a piece of paper with a pen and I was writing. So literally I was writing. I was so sweaty because of that. And I came up with an idea that changed my life forever. So let me ask you a question, brother. What if comparison isn't the problem, but the way you are using it? Okay, now I have your attention. There's one scene from Captain America, the first Avenger. You probably know that movie if you are a nerd like I was. And that scene shows us why he became Captain America and why most of the people wouldn't have balls to think about it. When Steve Rogers went for the boot camp, he was training, he was first of all, he was skinny as hell. He was short, he was skinny, and he was certainly not a perfect soldier, right? He was training and yet still he felt like shit because he saw all of those big guys who are like strong, jacked, and yet here he was sitting there skinny as hell. Literally his uniform was like too big for him. And let me ask you a question. If Steve Rogers would give up at that point, thinking that I will never catch up to him, I will never become as jacked as these guys, would he become a Captain America? Of course not. Actually, he became Captain America because he pushed through that. He was not comparing himself to them. He was looking at them, knowing that it is possible. And by the way, if you like that superhero analogy, you might want to check out my Aesthetic Hero Physics program, the first link in the description. Comparison really has one major flaw, and I didn't really take it seriously until I saw what it was doing to my progress. Really, comparing myself to others never made me more successful. It only made me more resentful. There was a time when I was sitting in the gym after workout looking on my body, on my physique. And the only thing that I wanted to do was to stand up, go to the receptionist and tell her that I want to cancel my subscription. At one point, I wanted to stop weightlifting, doing something that I love, because I was comparing myself to others. I had that mental battle inside of my head, you probably know that thought, fighting with your demons, right? And at that time I stopped thinking. I never like let that thought to my mind that other people, they also fight with their demons. I stopped respecting my own progress just because I was thinking that others' progress is better. Literally, I grew my bicep like twice as big. And I was not even happy about that. Because I still thought that I'm shit. That there are people who have better physiques than I have. And the truth is that in 30 days, if you could use my technique, in 30 days you would be ahead 90% of lifters. The only thing that you have to do is to reframe your mentality. Reframe your mentality from thinking that he's too good, that I will never become like him, to thinking that he's the proof that it can be done. In that way, comparing myself to others is not working against my self-image, is actually boosting my self-image, because now I see somebody and I know that this person is a sign that I can also achieve that. That I have capabilities of doing the same exact thing as him and get these same exact results as him. So, will you reframe your mentality? And by the way, if you are like me, if you feel the same problem, the same feelings as I did, you might want to check out the second link in the description. I made something for you. Do your best and leave the rest to God.